So I was asked, why whiskey? And more specifically, why do I like whiskey? And really, that's not an easy question to answer. It's changed throughout the years. First, it kind of started off as I wanted to be rebellious. I grew up in a household where alcohol was kind of looked down upon if you indulged a little too much. So it kind of was a rebellious thing. You, in your early 20s, you go to the bar with your friends, and the typical thing is you start out with beer, and all my friends did. But I wanted to be a little different, that rebellious spirit. And one of the first times I went to the bar, I remember an older gentleman saying he wanted a whiskey and Coke, or actually a Jack and Coke. So I ordered one, and it was almost magical in a way. You know, it sounds kind of dumb, but it was different. It wasn't beer like everybody else was drinking, and people always wondered, what is it? What are you drinking there? And I answer them simply, it's whiskey. And oh man, how can you drink that stuff? That's just so rough. And I thought, this is what I want. I want to be different. I don't want to be normal. I don't want to be like everybody else. And it just kind of snowballed from there. And that became my drink of choice. It was always Jack and Coke. I never really wanted to try anything else. And as I got older, the bar scene fell off, and so did drinking. It wasn't something I did. Other friends continued to do so, and I'd go out with them once in a while, or we'd go over to their house and we'd have a few drinks, but drinking beer was never my thing. And it's not that I don't like it, it's just, it really wasn't my thing. Years go by, and start talking to some other friends, and hey, have you tried this? Have you tried this? No. I'm going to stick with Jack Daniels. That's my drink. That's what I always drink. My wife brought home from work one day a bottle that was left there of Templeton Rye, and she says, I know you like whiskey, so here, you can have this. And I tried that, and I realized, hey, this doesn't taste like Jack Daniels. Why is it different? I thought all whiskeys tasted the same. And that kind of set me down the old rabbit hole like it always does. And I had to try something else. And then something else again. And that expanded to where I now have 19 different whiskeys, and my collection is ever growing. I know that may not sound like a lot to some people, but to other people, that's a ton. Once I started talking to some other friends about the different whiskeys I'd tried, they told me about the different whiskeys they'd tried. And I wanted to try those, and we tried this, and we tried that. And it just continued to expand, and we would get together and we'd talk about it and we'd try it, and we ended up forming a whiskey club over it. So far it's just gotten started, but we're enjoying it, and we've tried way more whiskeys than I ever thought we would, and it's just going to keep going. But that doesn't really explain why whiskey and why I've continued at it. Whiskey's kind of like people in a way. Most people see whiskey as really rough around the edges and hard and complex to understand. Well, that's exactly like people. But once you start looking past the surface and kind of get into the different nuances and differences in the whiskeys, you start picking up other things. Kind of like people. Some people, once you get past that first little experience with them, you don't like them. Same with whiskey. But then once you get past those things and find the things that you like in them, it's quite enjoyable. And then when you find other friends that have the same interests, you get to share those things with those friends. So I guess whiskey has come a long way in my way of thinking. And so have my friends. So, to anybody that hasn't tried whiskey, so give it a chance. Just might find something you like in it. So, enjoy it.